What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So as promised, because we hit our 350 subscriber goal, we will today discuss Trading 212 in review, and we will go through the platform and why I believe it's one of the best investing platforms to use as a beginner. We will discuss things as the overview of the company, we'll briefly discuss how to open an account, we'll talk about the ease of use, and we'll have a quick run through of my own platform. We will talk about the pros and cons of the web versus mobile platform app. We will talk about the commissions and fees associated with this brokerage. We will discuss an important aspect such as consumer protection and how much you will be protected by if you do decide to open an account. We will also look at such features as fractional shares, pies, auto invest, etc., which I find is one of the main unique selling points of Trading 212. And we will talk about why I prefer Trading 212 over my other broker that I use, which is Degiro. But as always, before we get into today's video, if you're new around here, please consider smashing that subscribe button, as our next goal is to get to 400 subscribers. So with all that being said, let's dive right into today's video. So firstly, Trading 212 is a London-based fintech company that operates financial markets with free, smart and easy to use apps enabling anyone to trade equities, forex, commodities and more. In terms of opening an account, I found it quite easy and straightforward. You simply just go onto their mobile or web app. You click on open account. You can start with real or practice. Now I would encourage you to start with a practice account. And when you are ready, click on the real account. And once you do that, you're literally just putting in all your own generic personal information in here. So it's very easy to set up, and it took me about 15 to 20 minutes to start from putting in my details to being verified on the platform. So in terms of opening an account, I found it very straightforward and easy to do. So once you're all set up with your Trading 212, you will then see your overall homepage on your Trading 212 portfolio. You will see that it's quite straightforward and simplistic in comparison to some of the other brokers that are out there. You have your homepage and you see all the most popular stocks. You have your own portfolio in here, which we will discuss later on, such features as pies and auto invest, which I find is one of their main unique selling points. You have your search bar here, so you can go into ETFs, for example, and you have a vast array of different ETFs across the world. You can go into your stocks, and if you go into browse all here, you can see that you can invest in Germany, the UK, US, which is predominantly where I'm invested, Netherlands, France, Spain, Switzerland, etc. You have everything from dividend stocks to growth, high volatility to low volatility. So I believe there is everything in here, especially as a beginner investor. So Trading 212 have both a web and mobile app. One thing that I'm kind of aware of that is the security aspect of it. So for example, on my mobile app, there's only one kind of way of logging in, whereas with my Degiro, you need a two-way verification. So you need, like, for example, a touchscreen and a password, or your password and an email verification. Whereas I found that, let's say if you lost your phone, for example, it's quite easy to actually get into your Trading 212 account. So you should really look into having a second step security feature set up so you're kind of at ease in terms of not getting hacked for your own account. One of the main reasons why 99.9% of investors choose Trading 212 is not just because of their ease of use, it is because they have no commissions and no fees associated with their platform in the normal account. So you can go into your normal account or you can go to CFDs, and that's where the platform makes predominantly the majority of their money. But I would advise, especially as first-time investors or even intermediate investors, you should stay away from CFDs as they use leverage and you can lose a substantial amount of money in quite a short space of time. So definitely stay away from them. But in terms of their normal platform, they are very easy to use, and as again, there is no fees or transactional costs associated with this broker in comparison to, let's say, Degiro is the other broker that I use, and they charge 50-cent commission every time you buy or sell stocks. And again, that doesn't seem a lot of money, but if you have a small account, that can start to eat into your profits quite fast. So that's definitely one of the main features. What I liked about Trading 212 is that there's no transactional or fees associated. One of the main things I look out for when choosing a broker, and I'm sure you're in the same boat, is to see, are your funds actually protected? We can see here on Trading 212 that they're authorized and regulated by the FCA, which is the Financial Conduct Authority, which is great to see. We can see here that your funds are kept in segregated accounts and are protected by the FSCS up to £85,000. And also, we protect your data by implementing the industry's best practices. Now, just go back to the second point here, to £85,000. That only relates to the UK based investors. So, as I'm not in the UK myself, I am only protected up to about €20,000, and that's only 90%, up to 90% of my overall value of the account, up to €20,000. Again, I'm nowhere near that amount yet in my portfolio. I'm just at over 4,000 at the moment. But it's definitely worth noting for people with larger accounts that aren't based in the UK that you're only protected up to €20,000. That's why I'll be keeping my Degiro brokerage open as well. And although you do need to pay commissions of 50 cents every time you invest, they do now protect you up to €100,000, which at the time I started investing last year, they were only protecting up to €20,000 as well. So that's definitely a great feature for Degiro, that your money is definitely a lot more protected in Degiro. But I'll be keep using Trading 212 until my portfolio kind of gets up to at least 20,000 mark, and then I'll start to think of starting to put further funds into my Degiro account. But that's just worth noting that a lot of people think that even if you're based outside the UK that you protect up to 85,000. That's incorrect. You're 85,000 only in the UK and 20,000 if you're outside the UK like me. So in terms of Trading 212's unique features that I like are such as their fractional shares, and although a lot of other brokers use fractional shares as well, they usually do charge a commission for this, but with Trading 212 it's completely free. So you can see here that I have like 0.51 of a share of 3M, whereas I have 2.2 of AbbVie, 1/5 of a share of Alphabet Class A, etc. So it's definitely handy to have fractional shares, especially if you have a small account and you want to invest in such as, for example, if we scroll into my pies here, and if we went down to my tech pie, for example, we see here that the companies that I hold are all large kind of tech companies. For example, Alphabet and Amazon. Amazon is over thousands at the moment. We're same with Alphabet. So a lot of people that are new to investing won't have the substantial amount of capital to invest. So it's very handy to have fractional shares. So that kind of makes investing a lot more accessible for all walks of life. Another feature that I really like is their pie feature. So for example, with Degiro you can't do that, but with Trading 212, their pies, it's very handy to kind of subsector all your investments to see how each sector is going. And especially as a long-term investor, diversification is key. So it's handy here. I have 12 different sectors. I have the communication services, consumer discretionary, energy, ETFs, financials, healthcare, etc., etc., all the way down. So it's very handy to have them split out, because obviously all sectors move differently according to different market outlooks. So it's kind of good to see what ones are in the red and what ones are in the green to help improve dollar cost averaging if you do decide to do that. Even creating pies is very easy to do. You simply just go into create pie. If you want to add instruments, so for the purpose of this video, I'll just add in 3 quickly. So we just pick Amazon, Apple, and Neo. You just click next. Then you do the weightings per company. So whatever you want adjusted. So let's say we wanted 34% in Neo, for example, 33 in Apple, 33 in Amazon. Well, then if you invest €100 into this pie, it will auto invest into €33 into Amazon, 34 into Neo, etc. And another feature that I like here is that they show your average annual return, that in this case you'll be getting just under 50% based on 5-year historical market performance. So if you just want to do that, you could just click next. So after you click next, you'll be given the option of auto invest or manual. Now I really like this auto invest feature as well, because if you don't have a lot of time and you're working a 9-to-5 job or you have a family, etc., auto invest is very handy. So with auto invest, let's say you wanted to put €1,000 every month into this pie. So you could set up your auto invest to, let's say, take €1,000 out of your bank account when you get paid every month or every week or whichever way you want to do it, and it will automatically invest accordingly by the weightings that you put into each of the companies in that pie. Now you can have up to 20, 30, 40 companies in a pie. It's completely up to you. So let's say you had a long-term dividend portfolio. Well, this is ideal for things like that. So auto invest is very handy in this aspect. But I use manual myself at the moment because the markets are quite volatile. So I do want to kind of improve my dollar cost averaging in certain sectors and companies according to what's happening in the market. So I feel that that's better for me at the moment. One of the problems that I had with Trading 212 in terms of pies was that, let's say, for example, in the tech pie, if you wanted to have Microsoft outside and inside the pie, you couldn't. So let's say I had 20 shares of Microsoft already before I created a pie. Well, then you would have had to have sold those shares and then rebuy them in your pie, which is very annoying. But now they're after adding in the feature that you can bring in and out investments into different portfolios and pies, which I find very handy now. So you can see here at the bottom of your portfolio pie, we have the option of importing investments, and we also have the option of exporting investments. So I find that's a brilliant feature and touch up from Trading 212 over the past few months. So as Trading 212 and Degiro are the two brokers that I currently use, in terms of Trading 212, why I prefer it over Degiro is firstly because of the pie feature, which you can't do on Degiro. Also, the fact that there's no commissions or fees, which is very handy. I also believe that it's a lot more kind of up to date and tech savvy in comparison to Degiro, as I feel Degiro is it feels like it's kind of lost in time as such, whereas Trading 212 is kind of based at a younger generation, which again is very handy. I also believe that in terms of cons, which I find hard to pick at the moment with Trading 212, but if I had to pick some cons, again, it would be because that you can't invest in all markets across the world, especially my home market. But again, that's not really a big enough issue because I can just use Degiro for that. But overall, in summary, I find Trading 212 an excellent platform to use, and it's so easy to use, and it really does encourage the average investor to kind of invest more. And because of such features as your fractional shares and auto invest, etc., it really is accessible to all walks of life. So I find that very useful also. So with all that being said, guys, that brings the end to today's video. If you found it anyway helpful, or if you found it anyway useful, it'd be great if you could consider smashing that like button and subscribing to this channel if you're new around here. And please also, as I always encourage communication, comment below. And if you think there's any features that I missed, please comment, and I'll definitely make an updated video on those features. And also it'd be great if you could comment below with one pro and one con you feel with the Trading 212 portfolio. So with all that being said, that brings the end to today's video. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.